Welcome to Higher Heights Unleashed, the voice of Hempstead ISD. I'm Superintendent Herbert O'Neill. This podcast is where we celebrate growth, share our journey, and highlight the people moving our district forward. Together, we're building foundations and reaching higher heights. Let's begin. Greetings and welcome back to the Higher Heights Unleashed podcast. I'm Herbert O'Neill, and look, I am excited today because I finally caught up with She'quera and Damion. I've been trying to catch up with them for 3 weeks, but they are involved in just about everything at the school, and so every time I call, I can get one, I miss another one, they're at something else, or they're everywhere. But it really speaks to how involved they are at Hempstead High School and how much of time they've given of themselves to represent our school. And so we just want to talk with them today to just kind of share with what they're doing, what they've done, and maybe a little bit about their future, because they're both seniors. And I've known both of these students as I've watched them grow in Hempstead. And so I met She'quera as a freshman and met Damion, I guess, 2 years ago, and really just watched them grow and mature, and very proud of them. And She'quera, we're going to start with you. And I got to know you your freshman year, because you were in my Superintendent Advisory Council. And so we've spent a lot of time with the group in this office and together. And so talk to me a little bit about just how high school has been to you, just reflecting on from being a freshman to a senior now.
High school has been amazing. Honestly, it's been everything that I expected. It was a lot of curves in the road, but overall, I think high school is an amazing opportunity. And just to add to that, like being in the advisory council, it definitely had an amazing effect on my high school experience. And just being able to communicate with Mr. O'Neill and the other students at my school about changes we want to see happen in Hempstead and seeing them happen. It's been amazing.
So we talked about some changes and seeing some things happen. I remember when I first got here, there were some things that y'all shared, and we'll talk a little bit about your track career and some of the other things, cheerleading that you do, that y'all really had concern about. And it's really been a gift of our community that we've seen some of those things happen and get fixed. So, Damion, glad to have you here finally. Damion's like in everything, and I want to congratulate Damion. He's our valedictorian this year. She'quera's clapping her hands for her fellow classmate. And Damion, talk to me just of the same thing about how's high school been for you, and just kind of reflecting on the last 4 years.
It's been a long 4 years. It feels so long, and yet it's just like I'm a senior now. I mean, it doesn't feel too long ago that I was in my freshman class, and I'll take on my freshman classes and all that stuff. I've had a really good experience, I think. I've been exposed to a lot of good teachers, professors through the dual credit program and all that. I've learned a lot of things about myself, like exposed myself to a lot of different things that I didn't think I'd be getting myself into. So I've learned a lot more than just academically, but I've learned a lot more about myself and like how I see myself.
So what have you learned about yourself? How do you see yourself?
I've learned to be a lot more resourceful with what I have. Because I moved here my 8th grade year. Okay. So of course when I got here, it was a big culture change coming back from West Virginia. It's a rural setting in both places, but like coming here was very different in the fact that like the student demographics here were almost completely different from in West Virginia. So that change was a complete shock to me. But that shock also kind of forced me into adapting and taking advantage of what was around me. I made a lot of friends here, which I really didn't think I would.
Really?
I know, I was struggling my 8th grade year. Mm-hmm. But over time, I realized I found my group of people, and there's a lot of outlets to which I can find those people when I was my time here in Hempstead through band, theater, and any other programs that the school provides. I've taken advantage of those, and I've seen myself grow more confident and I think a better person. I like to think I've become a better person.
Yeah, and again, it's been good to watch the growth of both of y'all. Let's talk about that. You talked about that's pretty neat how you talked about coming from West Virginia. I didn't know that you had come from West Virginia. I knew that you weren't like She'quera, who is a homegrown, lifelong Hempstead person with lots of family ties and lots of community ties, and coming from West Virginia, and like you said, demographics are different, students are different, and you struggle to make friends. But of course, I see you now, you got friends everywhere. Let's talk a little bit about the activities. You talked about the activities. And so, She'quera, let's talk a little bit about some of the activities that you've been involved in since you've been in school. We talked about the advisory council, but let's talk about some of your extracurriculars, because I know y'all are both heavy in extracurriculars. So talk to me a little bit about, I mean, I know there's cheer, there's athletics. So talk to us about that.
So I have the advisory council. I've been a part of that for 4 years. I've also been on the varsity cheer team for 4 years. I've been an FFA, and this past year I got the chance to hold the position as vice president, which has, yes.
How's that been?
Amazing. It was completely different. I was in the FFA program since I want to say 7th grade, but I never was involved as much as I was this year, and it just opened my eyes to so much in like that world. It was completely different from what I was used to, and I got to get closer with Speece and Till, and it was amazing. So this year I'll be getting my Lone Star degree thanks to Speece. Yes. And so that was that. I really enjoyed FFA, and I'm so glad that I took that opportunity. I've also been involved in track. Uh,
Watched your track deal. Did you go to state your freshman year?
yes.
Yeah, I remember that. Let's talk about that real quick.
Yes.
And community and who's ever listening, Coach Cameron Jackson just sent me a text this morning about how I acted at the region track meet when they made it to state. Let's talk about that moment if you can remember.
Man, that's one of like a memory I feel like I will never forget. It was our regional track meet, and honestly, our whole freshman year, throughout that whole season, we didn't expect our 4x2 to make it to regionals or even state. We expected our 4x1 to make it, but our 4x2 ended up making it, and we get out there, and it was crazy because when it was time for us to run in our final race, it was a thunderstorm, and then it was a tornado watch, and all of us were nervous, and we were like, we're not going to run good anymore because all of this is bad weather. It's just a lot going on. And so as we're getting out there to line up for our race, the track is kind of slippery. It's just a lot going on. And we get out there, we're running, and something just kicked in. I was the last leg. So we were sitting in, I want to say.
I'll never forget it.
Yes, we were sitting, I want to say in 4th place. And I was coming around the curve in the 4x2. And I don't know, something kicked in. I didn't feel like I got faster, but I seen my body passing up the girl that was in 2nd. And we were getting up there, and all I hear is someone yelling.
Did you hear me?
I heard you and Coach Jackson. She was running
with y'all, and I was in the stands. I'm like, they're going to state. They're going to state.
It was crazy. And after I ran, I don't think it registered yet that we were going to state until we were on the podium. And I was like, wait, we're going to state. And it wasn't off a wild card or, we were going to state because we deserved it. And I was just on the podium crying because, I don't know, I've done track all my life, literally. Summer track since I was young. But it was something in that moment that showed me like, it allowed me to see the talent everyone else seen in me, and it was just an amazing experience.
That's the moment we got to pull this weekend.
Yes.
And but you also let me switch over to Damion. We talked about state, and I know you're not to be outdone. You got some state stuff, and let's talk a little bit about band before we switch over, because we're going to talk about some cheer with you. And some of your accolades and cheer that you left out that we want to share with with the listeners. But let's talk a little bit about band and some state stuff you've done with band. So talk to us about how band has been for you.
So there are two individual competitions that band students could take here that can go to a state level contest. One is through UIL, which is the Solo and Ensemble contest. So I made it my freshman year, and I've made it each year since then. But the way that one works, it's a solo. So it's completely on your own, and you have to play with a piano player, and you audition right in front of someone, and they decide whether or not you get to go to state. The difficulty with making it to state, though, is it's not a competition against other people, but it's a competition against yourself and how well you can play, and your confidence in playing it, because to make it to state, you cannot have your music. It is all memorized, and you have to play it well enough for the judge to consider you, like, proficient enough to be able to play at the state level. And so, my freshman year, I was very busy. I mean, I'd be practicing almost every day after school. I'd bring trombone, yes.
Okay.
And so, it was a lot of work, and it was a lot of work with Walker, and of course he'd be critiquing me and all that, and I'd be making adjustments. He's not the he doesn't like to sugarcoat.
What does that mean? He tells you like it is?
He just tells you like it is. It's like, oh, that sucked. That sucked. And then it's like,
what? Sometimes it's okay to have a little bit of
yes, you need it
tough
sometimes.
love, to have high expectations and to push us, right?
Yes.
We don't need people to coddle us all the time. I think there's times for a hug, but I think it's time for to say, let's get after my show. Let's win. Let's compete, even if you're competing against yourself. But go ahead.
And I definitely think that tough love, like you said, really pushed me and my friend Brianna, because she also made it to state that year, to go that extra mile and really like go for it. And we both made it. And I was really surprised by that, because I started playing my 8th grade year, so I only had like a year of experience beforehand. But we made it, and then we go to state, and then we get once, and I was very surprised by that.
Oh, okay, I do remember this. Yeah.
So I'd say that was a really great experience for me. And then the other contest, which is through ATSSB, which is subsidiary, I guess, to TMEA, which is the big Texas Music Education Association. And they have a competition where you compete against other students to make it to state and then perform for the state band. It's like a giant convention that's held in February in San Antonio. So freshman and sophomore year, I made it an area band, but I'd always be like super short for making it, and I'd be bummed out about it. But my junior year, I was very surprised when I looked at the paper, because what they do is they don't really tell you. It's just they post a paper on the wall, and you see if your name's on it, and if your name's on it at the very top, then it tells you if you're going to state or not. And I got second chair at area, meaning I was able to go to state. The year prior, I got 4th, only 2 students advanced. So I was like 2 spots away from going to state my sophomore year. And so that was a very big shock to me, because from what I know, I don't think anyone else has made it, or anybody that I know has ever made it to the all-state band. And so that was a shock to me.
I checked the record, but that's pretty. I mean, that's pretty outstanding. That's pretty outstanding.
And then, of course, the convention in San Antonio is amazing.
So you got to go to TMA because you were in the band and all that at TMA. Is that how it was?
Correct. There's a bunch of bands, because there's so many like schools and like different levels. Like 6A, there's a 6A band, there's a 5A band, 4A band. There's jazz bands, mariachi bands, choirs. There's a bunch of stuff there. And so, of course, you're practicing for this all-state band. Of course, you audition for your chair placement at the very beginning. But at that point, it's less of a competition and more of a celebration of music, kind of. And I think that's what I really enjoy about TMEA. Because outside of practicing 8 hours a day for almost 3 days, because you have a concert to perform at on Saturday, and so you have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to practice for it, and then you perform. Outside of that, you're given time to go visit the convention, which is my favorite part about the whole state experience. Like playing with all these like great players in the state 3A band is amazing. Watching these like university bands, like university ensembles play really gets you like inspired to really pursue more in music. Um, like this year I saw a saxophone quartet from Texas Tech, which I thought was unbelievable. You don't It's inspiring. It's like you just see it and it's like, how do you do that? Um, and then walking around the convention, it's a great experience. And you get to meet new people from all parts of the state. And of course, Texas is humongous, so
Not West Virginia.
mm-mm.
So I love that. I love that to just hear about your experiences. She'quera, you mentioned about being on the cheer squad for 4 years, but you've also had, and we want to recognize, of course, the whole band and the whole cheer squad. But we're talking to Damion and She'quera today. So talk to us a little bit about some of the things you've done in cheer. And I will tell you, I have seen you play, Damion. I've seen that you're a remarkable player, and I've seen you cheer. You're just incredible. Y'all are
Thank you.
true. Y'all have done just an amazing job. But talk to us a little bit about cheer and kind of what that's been like for you. I know you've got some awards and some opportunities, right?
Yes, sir. So, it's been a lot with cheer, honestly. I'm just start with saying I've been cheering since I was 5. So in cheering in high school, I don't know, it was always a dream of mine. Like I would always look up to the high school cheerleaders. So once I got to high school, I knew the type of cheerleader and leader I wanted to be to the younger people watching me. And I hope I left that impact. So I started cheering my freshman year. I made the varsity team. And then my sophomore year, all the way up until my senior year, I held the position as captain, which I loved. Like, I love being a leader. I love teaching the girls and I love teaching the students around me. Throughout those 4 years, we've hosted clinics with our middle school and for our elementary students as well. And I think that was probably my favorite thing I've done throughout my like cheer experience. Outside of that, I've hosted clinics on my own for the middle school. And I'm also right now hosting clinics for Waller's Little League cheer team. Yes. Um, yeah. Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. I'm so used to being with, students from Hempstead. So whenever I got to teach those students, it felt different and it was good because it was my own thing. And yeah, so throughout those 4 years, we attend a camp called NCA. And I had the chance to be rewarded All-American all 4 years. And All-American is basically this award you get throughout the camps, and they give you the opportunity to cheer in different states and a lot of different places. I know you have like Hawaii, London. This year they opened it up for us to go to England, and it's just amazing in the cheer world. And then this year we attended a camp at Sam Houston and I got rewarded All-American as well as top All-American, which was crazy because it was so many talented like cheerleaders there. So I didn't even think I was going to get nominated. And I did. And at the end of the camp, the head instructor invited me over and they offered me a job opportunity with them this summer. And
you talked to me out there, I guess about a month ago.
Yes.
So how is that coming along? What are you going to do?
So recently, I just got the curriculum for it and my uniform and all of that. And in about 2 weeks, I'll be going on my first staff meeting in Allen, Texas for about 4 days. And we'll just be going over all the stuff we'll be doing this summer. So a little bit about the job. Basically, we're instructors and we go to camps all around Texas. And then once I have more years in the experience, I'll be able to go to those places, like I said earlier, Hawaii and England and all that. But this year, I'll be going to different schools or colleges in Texas and hosting clinics and All-American tryouts and all of those things. And I'm ready. Like, this has been one of my dreams since high school. So seeing that I actually got it, it was just a crazy experience.
I think about, I started reflecting on, and I know both She'quera and Damion have been in our convocations for our staff. and a lot of people know about convocation. It's like a beginning of the year pep rally for staff members. And Daniel's always behind the scenes with tech. We're going to talk a little bit about that lighting and tech, and talk about our wonderful theater program. But She'quera has been there all 4 years with me on stage, and I tell people it's the best pep rally in Hempstead.
It is. It is. It is. It is.
It's like it's lit right from the beginning. And She'quera's always out front and celebrating, helping me pick the winners, and that's always been a fun experience. But I'm glad your cheer experience has been great for you, and I wish you continued success for that. And I'm gonna keep going with you, She'quera, to talk about this weekend. And so Friday and Saturday, you have regionals. I know Kay's just went through the regional process in theater, but you have regionals trying to get back to stage. So, in the 100 dance, just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so this week, Friday and Saturday, we'll be traveling to Huntsville for our regionals track meet. I'll be running my 100, and honestly, I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah.
You ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Somebody told me today that you have been working very hard.
Man, have I. I've been working so hard and trying to make sure my knees don't get weak on me out there. So I've been in the weight room, and then I also been practicing with the boys so they can push me. Yep. I feel like they're real competitive, so they push me a lot. And I've been out there working with Coach Thomas and Coach Robo, hoping I can get back to state.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
We love to get to state.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody knows I lose it. It's like I lose it when
He does, y'all. Like, I've seen it firsthand.
Yeah. You see it, and they didn't have seen it. And so we are hoping the best for you Friday so that you can get into final Saturday and you're gonna be in the top 2.
Yes. Right now, looking at it, I'm sitting in 3rd place. Our 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, we're all literally a millisecond apart. So it's going to be a really, really tight race. I think I'm going to PR this meeting. If I do, then we'll be sitting in 2nd, 1st place, hopefully, to get us to go to state. Yep.
Right. So, Damion, good luck, She'quera.
Thank you.
And so, Damion, you just got off. You're in a one-act play, and I don't know if is this your first trip with one-act play to state, or did you go before?
This is my first trip with the one-act play.
So talk to us a little bit about, I think you got started with one-act play maybe last year?
Last year, yeah.
Okay, so talk to us about that and how that's been for you. And we know in Hempstead, theater has been a big part of Hempstead. I think this is our 13th year to go to state. This is our 3rd time in 4 years for our one-act play to go. We didn't go last year, but the other times with us been 3 times. And so talk to us a little bit about one-act, Damion, and how it's been for you.
So I was first intimidated about joining.
Why?
It was my freshman year. My friend Jonathan, he was in Oedipus All Right. He was one of the actors. And he was trying to recruit me. And I was a little scared about it because I knew, from what I've heard, it's like a bunch of time invested into it. They weren't wrong. I was like,
They weren't.
No, they weren't. But they told me about it, and I was like, like I was kind of iffy about it. And then, of course, they made it to state and got 3rd, and I was like, dang, that's crazy. I mean,
yeah.
And then the next year, of course, is Equus, and they tried recruiting me again. I was stubborn about it and didn't do it. And they got 2nd. And so I thought, since this program seems to be doing so well each year, I thought maybe I should like kind of dip my fingers into it a little bit and see if I do well in it. And so I joined last year, and I joined as a technician. So we're like the backstage crew, like they're acting and doing all that crazy stuff on stage. And then I'm backstage with my computer trying to make sure everything works fine. And I've really enjoyed it. It's a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. It's just, essentially it's just lights and sound and like
literally you are the set.
That's what I've heard. You're kind of like the mastermind behind all of the stuff that's happening back there.
A lot of it's run on my laptop, of course. It's controlled through like wirelessly and all that. So I'm backstage, and of course we have a technician in the light booth who controls the overhead lights. But it's a lot of work to make it to have the look that we want. It's a lot of back and forth with, of course, Arias, our director, and then us making it happen. It's a, a lot of the ways that we get things done. It's like Arias is like, I want this. How are we gonna do it? And so it's just a matter of like weeks and weeks of just trying to find different ways of getting things to work out. And I've really enjoyed that process, that whole creative process of like, what's the problem? How are we going to go about fixing it? Where are we going to find this stuff? All that whole process is what I find addicting about theater. So of course, we came close last year.
We did, and
very close
to it, but we had some last minute changes, and I think the last minute changes last year may have what prevented us to go to state, and things happen.
Correct.
And but so let's move past last year. We went to regionals, which the thing about regionals, and I'm going to encourage you, She'quera, because you've run on the biggest stage. This will be Damien's big time on the big stage. You've been on the big stage with track. You've been on the big stage with cheer, and Damion, you've been on the big stage as it relates to band, but this will be your first time with theater. So we love going to state. We didn't make it last year, but going to regionals is a big thing. Most kids go their whole high school career and never get to regionals.
Right.
They don't. It just doesn't happen. Especially in just such a competitive state like Texas. It's so big, so competitive. Everybody's in. I mean, athletics is huge in Texas. Band is huge in Texas. And theater is huge in Texas. Really, probably the largest and the most. I mean, we have the biggest theater competition, the biggest band competition, and we have the biggest state competitions in Texas. And so It's incredibly competitive. So getting the regionals is huge. But let's talk about this year and getting the work that you've done this year and how it's been getting to, because y'all advanced the state.
Correct.
This year. So talk to us about that.
So this year we're definitely in the mindset following the previous year. It's like we're gonna be back. That was the whole mindset about this year. It's like we're gonna do everything that we can to make it to state this year. And so ever since the fall, not even starting the one act play, starting in the fall, our actors have been busting their butts, trying to get better every day. And I've seen their growth since the fall. And like seeing where they are now, I'm very like
growth in the show.
Mm-hmm.
I was telling Mr. Arias about one of the actors, not going to call names, but just to see his arc from the beginning of the show to now. It's just been a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. And so seeing that growth has been, I mean, I'm proud of them. I mean, I work with them almost every day. I see them.
Part of it, though. I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening that you got to make sure happens. So tell me how the moment was when, because we were in Blend, how was the moment of finding out that you're going to state? Because it's the hardest thing. She'quera's going to get out there, a gun is going to blow, and within 12 seconds, she will know if she's going. Well, you got to go up early, and you don't find out till almost 10 o'clock at night. So how was that, dealing with that, and then waiting on the call?
Of course, after the performance, you're just like, oh, the pressure is sort of eased, but there's like that lingering feeling throughout the whole day. Is like, did we make it? Did we make it? Did we make it? And almost all the conversations we were having in the dressing room and whenever we were watching like other shows, it was just always a constant talk about, are we going to make it to state? And of course, a lot of knocking on wood. That's our thing.
No, I'm the only one that does it now. So how did it feel when they said, first they said Grandview High School? So what went through your head thinking?
I got really nervous. I was scared. I don't know. They've always called us last when it comes to advancing.
Said Grandview, and I was like, oh, bro.
It's nervous. What's it called? Because you just sit there and you're surrounded by the competition and all that, and you're just there with your company, and there's not much you can do afterwards. Your performance is like nothing you can really influence, and so it's just up to the judges. And the thing with theater, it's incredibly difficult to make it because theater is more subjective than like an objective like judging.
I'm not, please, UIO, whoever's listening, uh, it can be very subjective. And it's hard because different judges
have different tastes. Yeah.
And so there's a rubric. So we want to be clear. There's a rubric that they're following as they're supposed to rank, how they rank the team, the companies. But I mean, different people like, some people love comedies. Some people like romantic comedy. Some people like tragedy. We don't really do comedy in Hempstead. We kind of do kill people and
yeah, a little tragic, but I like it. Like
a little tragic. Yeah, it's Hempstead has some pretty rough theater, and I think Hempstead's been known for that, and that's good. But it depends on what the judges see that day and how the run is, right?
I mean, runs can fluctuate. It's just how we had a really good day at Blinn, and of course, most of the judges liked us. Of course, we made it to state, and of course, some judges are like, "Oh, it was okay." And there's nothing you can do about that because at the end of the day, everyone has their opinions. And so, of course, you're going in there and there's an air of confidence because, like we did good, but then there's also, are we going to make it? And of course, they called our name and I was relieved. Like,
so how'd you feel when I said Hempstead High School?
Any sort of pressure I may have had at that moment just
went away.
It just flew away. And then, I don't know, it was completely opposite experience compared to last year. It was all happy. We got to the dressing room, we were like blasting the music. Everyone was like crying, there was like dancing going on. It was crazy. But it was an amazing experience. And I'm hoping we do well at the state competition coming up in 2 weeks. And we're still working on the show. Even at this point, we're making a lot of big changes in the hope that we perform at our best at state, because you cannot leave off the gas.
Gotta mash the gas, right? Can't pull out the gas because everybody's good at state.
Right.
Security, there's no slack. Like there's okay, we know we're gonna beat these people. Like when you go to when you're good. So if you're going to state, I mean, if you make it to state, most time going through, you're like, we know we're going to beat these people because we're just better. But at state, it's not like that.
So we're not leaving off the gas. We have to continue pushing for these next 2 weeks.
Keep creating, keep making great choices. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about, and I know you all have had, you're valedictorian. I know you are extremely high in the class as well. Y'all have done well academically. And you talked about your teachers, how they've worked to prepare you. But so let's talk a little bit, not about a school as much, but about what's next for you all. And I think, She'quera, now you told me a few different colleges, but
we finally decided.
Okay, I don't know if you want to make your announcement today. And I know we have academic signing day coming up. Y'all going to participate in that. Yes. So talk to us a little bit about where you're going, maybe what you're majoring in, and maybe what's even next after college.
Yes, so I've decided I'll be going to University of North Texas.
Oh, you switched up on me.
Sorry. Yes, so I'll be going there in the fall. I'll be majoring in biology. And then in the spring, I'll be joining their cheer team. So, yeah, that's a little bit about what I'm planning on.
So you're majoring in biology, and so what do you want to do with that?
So once I graduate from college, I want to go into dental school. Yes, I want to become a dentist.
You want to come back to Hempstead and open up a practice? I wish y'all could see her face right now. She's like, I don't know. Hey, that's pretty awesome. I would encourage you to go to school, have fun. Did you say you were going to try out for cheer?
Yes, I'll try out in the springtime.
Awesome. Have those grades good so you can get into dental school.
Yes, sir.
Do what you want to do. Damion, what's up for you? I think you said you of age, maybe?
Yeah, I'm going to the University of Houston.
Okay,
yeah.
So talk to me.
I think we were supposed to have it on that one of these past Fridays, but I wasn't able to make it due to orientation. We had an orientation at the university, so I had to go to that. But I am going to the University of Houston. I'm majoring in mechanical engineering. And I got into the honors program, which I was surprised about.
Of course, I went to Prairie View, and they had an honors college when I was there, Benjamin Banneker Honors College, and I applied for it, and I got denied. So, no,
It's okay though. It's okay.
it's okay. But so, what is the honors college? What is that? Explain that to me.
It's so, at least from what I've gotten from it so far, because I'm also like in the air. I know a little bit more about it after going to orientation, but it's separate from your major. And so, of course, you're taking all your classes for mechanical engineering, and then you take these other classes to fulfill for the honors college, and it's a lot more like humanitarian kind of. It's like my first year, they're having me take this human situation class, like the human situation, and it's just going to talk about how humans interact, conflicts, and I guess understanding how human behavior works. And while it might not seem like it relates to my field in mechanical engineering, I feel as though it does. Because of course I'm going to graduate and enter the workforce, and being able to know how like people work and like understanding how those systems work, and like just understanding the culture and knowing how everything works, I think helps a lot.
Still today, and we're gonna have a little break off, and I'm gonna talk about AI and some stuff with y'all, and how that is, and how that maybe has changed your life or impacted you, and then we'll talk about one other thing, and we'll wrap up. But people still drive what happens, and they're talking about the human experience is important, and so much about what you do and where you go in life is built off of relationships. And so I loved hearing your story, Damion, about moving and coming, and this Hempstead being different from where you were, and nervous a little bit, but finding your, as I say, finding your tribe, and really thriving. And I don't think She'quera's ever met a stranger before, and so and I've watched both of you all thrive. But if people matter, people just people matter, and so I think learning about the human experience is part about being a scholar.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what do you want to do with mechanical engineering? I don't. I mean, I know what it is, but I don't really know.
I've always liked the whole problem solving part of solving things. That's why I've enjoyed being in theater so much on the technical crew. It's a bunch of like there's a problem, how can you fix it? And that's just engineering is a 4-year degree on that. Essentially, you just learn for 4 years how to fix things, and it's a lot of math, and I like math a lot. I do.
You know who hates math? Me.
Yeah, that too.
But math is important, so let's not put that in the airways that I say math is not important, because it is. I'm just not good at it.
But I'm hoping to work in some. I'm looking into aerospace. I like. I've always been enjoyed space, and like so NASA, maybe SpaceX, all those, or maybe in tech with Apple, Google, all those. Hopefully. I know those are tough to get into, so I'm gonna be definitely working for them in my college years.
Looking forward to reading about y'all. There ain't some dental stuff. You might be helping people go to the moon, or something like that. So we're gonna have a real quick sidebar, and because I like to stay, I never want to be irrelevant. I want to always know what's going on. So So I play around with AI a lot. I do. And when you talk about problem solving, AI is like a good thought partner. Well, for me, it's a thought partner for me. What has AI been for y'all? And either one of y'all, now don't talk about really getting into class and all, but what has AI been for this two students who are about to enter college? What do you think of AI? I don't know if I'm even asking that right. Whoever wants to start.
I would say the same as you said. I'm like a thought partner. Like, I feel like sometimes if I need like that little extra, hey, what do you think about this? Then I'll go on AI and I'm like, okay, like Especially with choosing colleges,
So
yo,
you've been talking, is it AI been helping you choose your college?
I was so stuck in between PV and UNT, and so I was like putting the pros and cons of both, and I was like, I've been in Hempstead my whole life. PV's down the road, UNT's far. What do you think about that? And
They gave you pluses and minuses.
yeah, so I mean, it helped, but then it also came down to like, where did I truly want to go? So that's what I think about. Yeah, I think of it as a thought partner as well.
What has AI been for you? Does it help you with the theater stuff?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. We definitely have frequent talks with chat.
Yeah,
Frequent.
I do. I call it chat too. Other people, some of my friends have it. They have it a name. I call it chat. And I'll be like, chat. Okay, I got a problem. I need you to help me. So, talk to me a little bit about AI in the mind of a young student.
AI is like I have like a love-hate relationship with AI. I don't know. It helps me a lot and it helps kind of break things down for me if I'm ever having trouble. I was also using AI for my college stuff. Just kind of weighing the pros and cons and
It's great.
I know, and it's good at making numbers. And so I was like, what's the acceptance rate for this college? Like what is my likelihood to get in? I don't know. But outside of that, it can also be it's very easy to just kind of put all your work into AI. And at that point, I have to like kind of step back a little bit and start using my real brain a little bit.
Yeah, because like I tell people like AI is going to take over everything. And I'm like, I push back on that because the human brain is still the most powerful computer, the most powerful because the human brain is what's creating AI. And so this thing up here is powerful, but it is a beautiful thing to have like an assistant. And well, I mean, we've had Google, we've had search, but AI like pulls it all together and then like we do have these conversations, I guess, because sometimes you gotta talk to chat. I mean,
Honestly.
huh? What'd you say?
I said honestly.
Honestly, yeah, you gotta talk to chat sometimes. And then you gotta fuss at chat too. I had to tell chat the other day, okay, you're gonna get this right, or I'm going to go to I'm gonna get
The competition.
on Claude if you don't get this right.
Maybe that was the time we should have stepped back. That was the time we should have stepped back.
But it was all nice. Well, if you think that's what you need to do, I'll be here for you. I was like, no, don't just back away from me.
That was the ugly side of us.
But so the reason I asked that is because I watch you all and I'm proud of y'all. You're going off to college, UNT, U of H, and I can remember going off to college in the fall of 1999. I'm this old man now. And literally having to go in the library and to find a book or to get something to research, I had to literally pull out a card catalog, find through it, pull out a little card, ask the librarian where this was, go up to the book and find a book. And literally to do a research paper, I had to have like 10 books stacked up and taking with note cards and all those things. And now y'all have all of these systems and these deals to do that research for you. And so I think it's an advantage for you because the end is you still have to write, but it takes the time away from me having to spend like if you had a big research paper, like there would be 2 or 3 days just in the beginning of just finding all of the books, all of the periodicals. Like we had this thing called microfiche. You ever heard of microfiche?
Never heard of it.
So microfiche is when you're researching and it's a deal that's on a little bitty small thing, and it's like an article, but it's cataloged on a little small thing. You have to put it on a special deal that blows it up, micro, small. You blow it up, and then you put a nickel in. You have to give it a nickel, and then it prints it out for you, and that's part of your research. Yeah, crazy. That was
It's a lot of steps going into this.
Yeah, and so I think that some of that is on for you, and it makes the process easier. And I tell people, I think AI makes you smart. Some people think, oh God, it's going to take over. Nobody's going to know anything, but it actually makes me smarter because it's teaching me. Do y'all agree?
Yeah, I think. I'm sorry. I think it's the way you use it. Like it depends on how you're using it. Like like Damion said, if you're using it and it's doing everything for you, then obviously you're not gonna your brain isn't going to be developing the things that it needs to. But if you're using it to assist you, then it'll help your brain.
Yeah, that's like okay. Do you have a thought?
We're definitely in like a weird transition period.
Yeah, I
Oh yeah.
good deal. Because we don't know. I think we still don't know.
Yeah.
It's only been out for a few years, and so I think we're in that awkward space. It's like, how do we use this? Like, what's ethically the best way to do it? What's not ethical? And so I think over the next few years, we'll start to solidify that relationship with AI.
Because we haven't. There's so many. There's early adopters. There's people that are against it, and you're gonna find in college. And what I read, and from some college professors have gone, no AI use. Like they've gone back to like when I was in college, we'd have to buy a blue book, this thing called a blue book, and you would write your essay in class. Like they don't let the students take the essay out of the class. They have to write it by hand. They have to do all these things. Actually, being less homework or less work at home in college because they want you to do everything because they're trying to take AI out of it. But then there's also those other professors that are saying, okay, we are going to use AI to help. And so I think he said that was true about we're at this pivotal time. Nobody really knows what to do and how to do. But what I think we can't do is we can't get to a point where your professor gives you an assignment, you type a few words in AI, it spits it out, and you turn it in. That's how you get a 0. I think that's how you flunk out of college because that won't work. That's not what it's for. I don't think it is because we still got to use our brain.
And it's like you said, how the internet changed a lot of things for you with like searching things up. Of course, I feel like AI is going to be sort of like that, where I'm assuming when the internet was first out, there was a lot of problems with students maybe using that to cheat on their exams or cheat on whatever, and it kind of broke that system, and AI is sort of breaking the system we have now. And I feel like with that, the system's going to change. Like a lot of professors are changing the ways that they teach, the way homework's done, all that stuff. Everything's changing.
And you're right. I since I'm what they call a geriatric millennial, I'm the first of the millennials. So me going to college was when we were first started to have to type papers and first started using the internet to search, and the professors didn't trust certain things. There really wasn't even a way to cite an internet source. So they were working with APA learning how to cite in an essay because I was an English minor, so I was always writing papers. How do you cite something you get off of the internet? Because it was just getting started. So it was a pivotal time then. We figured it out, and we're going to figure AI out. So my last thing is, and I'm going to start with She'quera. We're going to go with ladies first. What do you want your legacy to be at Hempstead High School? What do you want to leave? What do you want people to think about what She'quera left for Hempstead High School?
That's a good question. I think when I leave high school, I just want people to see like the great leader that I was there. Everything that I put into Hempstead, I feel like I had a lot of leadership roles that I was given through my time in Hempstead, and I want to leave that legacy. So like with cheer, they recently had their tryouts, and it's crazy because one of the girls that I used to like mentor, she's the captain now. And so I want to leave my mark. I want to leave my leadership mark at track, in score, just even on the cheer team. I think that's the legacy I want to leave.
And both of y'all have younger siblings.
Yes.
What have you talked to them about? Like your legacy once you're gone. What have you talked to your sister about?
So we have two completely different, we're completely different. I did try to convince her to, try out for cheer captain, but she's more laid back and, so really one of the things that I was telling her was just enjoy her time there. Don't focus too much on trying to reach my standards or reach the mark that I left, Yeah, have your own experience, because I feel like at first that's one of the things that she was worried about. So yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Damion, what about you? What do you want your legacy to be when you leave Hempstead High School?
I hope that later students that come after me sort of take the idea that, of course, that they can make it here at Hempstead. You shouldn't, because I know a lot of students who may feel like, oh, I'm here, and it's like I'm not gonna be able to do anything with this, and I'm like, you really just have to take advantage of what you have around you and go with it. Because it's not going to be handed to you here. And I think that's one of the biggest lessons I learned here. Of course, our district has improved a lot since the time I've been here. I've seen like a whole 180 here. But in the early years, it was a lot of it's there for you, and it's just what are you going to do about it? And I hope that they can see that I took advantage of what I had and did what I could with it. And I think it came out in a really positive way. I got into a good university. I'm on a good scholarship, so I'm going there for pretty much free. And
That's pretty nice.
and I'm hoping that they see that if I can do it, they can also do it. And hopefully have set a bar, which they want to also surpass that bar. I've already been talking to some of the class under me. I know a lot of juniors, since there's a lot of juniors in the theater company, and they're already thinking about going to college and all that. And so I'm passing on my advice about like the whole application process. And I hope for them to be better than what I am. And hopefully I've set a decent enough bar that they can pursue something better than I am.
That's pretty awesome. I've enjoyed talking to y'all. I'm very, very proud of both of y'all. Y'all have represented Hempstead High School. Y'all got a little bit, like less than a month left.
Yes.
Are y'all ready for the big day for graduation?
Yeah.
You feeling the butterflies already, or what?
I'm hungry. I'm ready. I've been looking forward to this. I just can't believe that it's already here, you know? It's crazy. I don't know. It still doesn't seem like graduation is 3-4 weeks away. It doesn't seem like it. And I feel like once graduation day gets here, I'm still gonna be like, I'm the one graduating, you know? Yeah.
It's here. So I am incredibly proud of y'all. Let's finish strong. We got to get to state this weekend. You're going to state. Y'all have fun. I tell people, tell your friends, you only have one high school experience.
Right.
Make the best out of it. Get involved. Have fun. I appreciate that you talk about that there's been a 180, and there has been improvement in our district. And She'quera, we've been on it.
Yes.
Talking about the things, and so, but it's been because of the students. I mean, yes, we have worked hard to try to make their experience better for you, but y'all have had resolve, and you all have done some amazing things that have made us proud. It makes this superintendent proud. I love to brag and talk about the great things y'all do. So thank y'all for joining us on the Higher Heights podcast today. Thank you for taking a few minutes to stay connected with Hempstead ISD. We're proud of the work happening across our district, and we're grateful for the support of our community. Thank you for being a part of it.
Thank you.